What is up, YouTube? Game888 here, and today for you guys I finally have a deck profile from my Pendulum Magician deck. I have two variants of this deck. The one where I showcased this video where I had a huge Guard Dragon input. And then this one. This is actually the better version, I feel, because the Guard Dragon package is a little bit smaller, but you have a lot more generic stuff that you can do, and the grind game and stuff, they just go all better. It's more consistent this way. And that's why I prefer this version. It's also why I'm showing this version to you guys right now. As per usual, I'm gonna go over the main, side, and extra deck, all in order. And yeah, let's just go into it. So for the main deck, it's 42 cards. I tend to like my Pendulum Magician at 42. I don't like 60 because you never see what you need. But yeah, pretty consistent at the moment. I'm gonna explain a couple of things, but not everything. Like triple servant is just mandatory. The one Endymion, this card is really important these days. Like it's crazy. If they have Mystic Mine, you can just out it with this. The Pendulum effect just comes up a couple of times, so yeah. I'm back to playing 2 Jackal Kings. I just hated it when I desired, and I got rid of it. It sucked. So to it is again. I also play that 2 for another reason. I'm playing another card in my main deck. We'll come up to that later on. And then this sometimes comes up, so yeah. That's it for the Endymions. Triple Chronograph, still the heart of the deck. Just brings out so much more of the monsters. Time Gazer. It isn't even a brick anymore, because if you summon it when the servant is getting its scale effect, they can't ogre it, so that's awesome. For the Magician package, so you have the Time Gazer, 2 Harmonizings, 2 Purple Poisons, the 1 Black Fang. You need those level 4s. I'm like the one thing that Pendulum Magician does great is having the rank 4 engine, the rank 4 pool to choose from the things where you're going into, as well as the synchro level 8s. This is just crazy, and Black Fang and Purple, they have such good effects on their own, so it's really crazy. I'm playing one more Magician, the 1 Oath Dragon. It came up too much where I needed it. I put it back in. It's a good card, so yeah, it didn't matter for me that I was playing it or not, and just putting it in was so much more consistent, so just put it in again. For additional Pendulum monsters, I'm playing double Archfiend Eccentric. I feel that Archfiend Eccentric is one of the better Pendulum cards to play this format. In a perfect vacuum where you always are going to go first, this card won't be needed. But believe me, you won't always go first. If you go second, you need options. And if you have Archfiend Eccentric in your hand at that point, you have those options. Just like if you go up against Salamangreat, they have 1 back row. You have this, just scale it, you get to pop it. It's amazing. And then when you Pendulum summon it out again, you can just pop their monster. So yeah, this card is really good. Has great synergy with Chronograph, because in scale it pops itself and a spell or trap, so it's an option for your Chronograph to trigger on. And it's also a really good card in conjunction with Servant going second, because you can go Servant, then put the Archfiend Eccentric, get a counter on the Servant, pop a card, and then go from there. So yeah, I do feel Archfiend Eccentric is really good. Also against the Thunderboard, basically has the same use as a Pancratops, because you can normal summon it, tribute it for the to pop the Abyss, and just go from there. So yeah, especially in conjunction with the side deck, this card works really well. So it's really good. I'm running 1 Abyss Actor Curtain Raiser because, well, I started out at 2 and at 3 even, and the card just went down and down because I saw it didn't hurt the consistency to not have it. But when I cut it down to 0, I needed one more card, so it's actually come up to have this. Also on board, it's 2200 on its own, so it can out Nat Beast, which is still really good. It's crucial. And then for the Guard Dragon portion of the deck, triple Darkworm. It's really mandatory, I feel. You can't cut this down at all. You just want to see it, and more consistency means having the card more, so yeah, 3. 1 Supreme King Gate 0, The one Aether is one summoned from the Heretic link. Card is actually bunkers, it's really good. Especially against True Draco, you can just banish all their monsters, they only have 6 or 7. So yeah, it's just crazy. I'm running this as a tech. The one Luster Pendulum. It's actually better than you think. There are so many options to having one. You don't need this at 3. Just the one is actually fine. The main reason you're playing it is when you do your Guard Dragon combo going second, you go LP, Aggerpain, you summon the Ignister from it, and then with Ignister you can summon this to the field in defense, and then use this together with the Guard Dragon and the 2 Guard Dragons, the LP and the Aggerpain, to make Sword Dragon. If you don't have another monster on field, the luster that is brought out by the Ignister is actually your 4th material, which is sometimes crucial. It's also a dragon, so it's really good for you to start your Guard Dragon plays. And it has so much more uses, like you can search it from the Duelist Alliance in case you need it. And if you have this plus a chronograph in your hand, you can just pop the chronograph with this, and then get another chronograph from your deck and activate its effect, special summon it with another monster, and you have your entire Electromite play right there. So I do feel that the one Luster Pendulum is actually really good. For now, I'm not gonna bump it up. I think 1 is fine. So yeah, there's always that. And then the one Destrudo to round up the monster count. Destrudo is just needed for your combos. As said before in the video, I am not running the extended Guard Dragon play, so no Tempest in this build, no Dragoonity Link in the extra deck, but just this one, just the Destrudo. So yeah, it's really good to play. Then for spells, I really want to see my Guard Dragon engine. So triple Shrine, 1 Foolish Burial. I still think it's fine to run it this way. If you see too much, you just discard it with Pendulum Call, so yeah, not a problem. Double Duelist Alliance works really well in tandem with double Pendulum Call as well as the one Luster, so it's really cool. You don't need more. Like in 42 cards, if you're playing more than 4 Pendulum Calls, you're doing something wrong. You don't want to lose against the Thunder Dragon matchup. So yeah, you need to watch out for that. So Colossus is still a card and you need to respect that. Triple Spell Power Mastery. Cards bunkers, just search out Servant. Triple Pot of Desires. I can't wait till this card is an ultimate rare. 1 Upstart Goblin. Card still needed even in 42 cards. It's an additional counter for the Servant, and it's a perfect card to banish from your Pot of Desires. You don't mind. And then the final card, 1 Double or Nothing. I still think the Utopia package is really good. You're not always going to be going first, so yeah, Double or Nothing is a really good thing with the Utopia double. Extra deck, Electromite, heart of the deck. It's what it gets. Yeah, it's just so sad that it's carded at 1. I want it back at 3, at least 2, guys. Come on, give me that. LP, Aggerpain for the Guard Dragon combo. And of course, for that same combo, you need Triple Burst and the Heretic Seal. Cards are still bunkers. I really love them. Especially Triple Burst. If your Guard Dragon play gets stopped, you can just end on the Triple Burst with some negates. And at that point, if they can't get rid of the Triple Burst, you can just tribute it next turn to get back your Electromite. So it's always a thing. 1 Borrelsword Dragon. OTKs. Why not? And I'm actually using Topologic Trisbane in my extra deck right now. I do feel that the metagame is going to be Pendulum, Thunder, and a lot of Floodgate decks. And just having the Trisbane in the extra deck just means that you're going to be able to combat those decks a lot better. So I feel it's necessary. It doesn't brick at all, so it's in your extra deck. You can choose whatever you want. The 1 Allies Vortex Dragon to go with the Guard Dragon combo. Ignister and Zeta as the only 2 synchros. I feel these are enough. You only summon the Ignister from the Guard Dragon combo when going second most of the time. Of course, there are situations where you summon it with the harmonizing, but you hardly ever do that. And then there's the Zeta, which you'll summon like every time. Utopia combo, these two are necessary. 10,000 attack to the face isn't something to laugh at. And then the final three cards are just three generic rank 4s. We have the Abyss Dweller. I still think it's needed. There are still danger decks in the format, and this is really good to hit dangers with. As well the True Draco matchup. This card just wins you games. Tornado Dragon, you need it for the Floodgate decks. It's a really good card. And then Daigusto Emerald, card came back from the ban list. I feel we should run it. Not only does it recycle your Electromite, like in certain matchups against, for example, True Draco, and you've used your Abyss Dweller, you can just recycle it with the Emerald, make a new one. It's really crazy, so yeah. I love Emerald at that point. It's a really good card, it's really good for the grind games. I often even make it turn 1. If I don't know what my opponent's playing, because I make it, then I'll do all my other plays next to it, and at the end I can just recycle the 3 most important cards from my extra deck back, draw a card, and be better prepared for next turn, so yeah. Then for the side deck, I'm going to show it real quick, but I'm not going to explain everything about it. It's what I want to do, and I know a lot of people are disagreeing with me about playing hand traps or not playing hand traps. I don't play hand traps at all. I don't feel it is necessary. You can just look at your 6th card, go from there. I think having a 6th card that you can play is way better than a hand trap. So you're gonna see that my cards are more reactive than proactive, I guess. So yeah, triple Denkoseka, still one of the best cards to side in Pendulum. 2 Dino Wrestler Pankratops. I like this, especially because it's good against Floodgate decks, but it's also good against combo decks, so you can side this in against everything when you know you're going second. Then I'm siding 2 Super Polymerizations with the Saurian Venom Fusion Dragon. I am not siding 3 because I just didn't have the room for the 3rd one. Like, I have a lot of other cards, but I wanted to side more different options. So yeah. I could side 3 of this and then maybe 3 Pankratops, but then I lose out on an entire different option that I also needed. So yeah, just 2 Super Polys and it was enough. So triple Mystic Mine. This card auto wins against Thunder. Don't tell me that you don't want to see this in my side deck, because if you draw this, you win. If you get it off, yeah, you just win from there. You have your eccentrics in the deck, you can just pop Mystic Mine whenever you want. They can't do a thing. You can amass enormous amounts of advantage and just win from there. And worst case scenario, you only need Utopia double to win. 10,000 attack is enough. That's 1 monster. You can make it under this and do the 10,000 damage. It's simple as that. 2 evenly matched. I wanted to side a 3rd, same with Super Poly. But I also don't want to lose my battle phase that easy. It's a really good card. If you want to play it at 3, it's definitely possible. But I cut it down so I can side 2 of the next card. 2 Red Reboots. I feel in this metagame, Solemn Judgment is going to come up a lot. And Red Reboot is actually the only card that can stop the Solemn Judgment right out. And that's just awesome. I mean, if you have this in conjunction with Denkoseka, any deck will cry, any Floodgate deck. But the beautiful thing about Red Reboot in this deck right now is that I'm maining the Topologic Trisbane in my extra deck, which means that if you go Red Reboot and they set something from their deck and you'll do your plays, you try to OTK, but you just fail. Second main phase, you can just go summon Trisbane, link 2 other monsters, go into something else, and there you go. You blow up everything of their back row and they'll lose probably. So I just love the fact that Red Reboot is a thing, especially with the Trisbane that I have. So yeah, the way it comes down right now is I have, I'm gonna put this on the side for a second. I have the red reboots against back row decks. I have the Denko Sekkas against back row decks, so there's a triple Denko Sekka. So that's 5. Then for combo decks, I have the Mystic Mines, as well as the Super Polys. Now I do not count the Starving Venom as a side option because it goes into your extra deck. So you're seeing 3-2, 3-2. You're siding just as much, and the Evenleys and the Pancratopsis can be sided in against both, which means that you always have the same amount of cards you can side in, and you only need to decide from your main deck what cards you want to take out in that particular scenario. Like against Thunder Dragon, you're probably going to side out more cards that can search, while against a Pendulum Mirror match, you might side out completely different things. So, yeah. This is my deck list. I hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So yeah, ciao!